a long month, and I really hoped that February would be an opportunity to make a fresh start and to get back into some of the routines that I'd been missing. But I just fell very sick out of the blue and had almost 2.5 weeks of not being able to do anything. But I'm finally back on the up and trying to get back on track and trying to feel better despite everything that's happened in the last couple months. So I'm really excited for the rest of the semester, the rest of my year, and to really get a start on all the things that have been making me feel so good in the past year before this. I had some midterms yesterday and just a long day full of university stuff and work. And so I decided to have a bit of a lie-in last night. But now I have even more work to do because I just couldn't be bothered with schoolwork or deadlines in the last couple weeks that I was very sick. But I'm taking some pretty fun classes this semester, and so I'm not really bummed out about having to do the work for that. I think today I'm just gonna focus on doing some reading for a Bible class that I'm taking called Bible and Literature, and to finish up some coursework assessments for that. Okay, I'm just gonna throw on a coat because it's still pretty chilly outside, but let's head out. I'm back home and I ended up spending pretty much the entire day working and finishing some of my discussion posts for my Bible class, but I ended up getting everything done for the entire week. So I'm pretty pleased with the amount of work I got done, and I feel like locking in today was better than like having to space out like little sessions throughout the week. So that really takes a huge item off my to-do list. I'm seeing my friend Peyton tonight. We're just gonna have a little girls' night, and I'm doing a charcuterie board for us because we both agreed that we'd rather have that than dinner. So I think I might bed rot for like another 5 minutes, but I want to get up and get things done so everything's prepped in time. I picked up a bunch of groceries on top of some of the savory staples that I already have, so this should be pretty quick and easy. I think I'm just gonna lay everything out, get these little sliced pieces of baguette toasted, wash my grapes, and just see where the tide takes me. Look at this beautiful block of brie. Maybe I don't have to deform my brie, and I can just get a slice like that. That's actually probably the best way to put it on my board, because then it won't be all rind. And I'm planning on dipping the crusty pieces of bread into like the brie. I'm hoping on it melting a little bit as well. I don't really like storing things in so much plastic, even though that would probably make them last a little bit longer in my fridge, but I just don't like using that much single-use plastic, or even just plastic in general. So I just mostly wrap things up in their original packaging and hope nothing goes bad. Being sick has obviously meant that my skincare, hair care, and like any non-vital self-care tasks have just taken a total backseat, but thankfully I haven't really faced any repercussions because of that. My skin has held up surprisingly well. even though I tend to break out quite a bit when I get sick and around this stage of my cycle. But knock on wood, my skin has been doing pretty well, and I'm very grateful for that. I'm just really trying to beat the dryness because of all the wind that we've been having in Edinburgh. I feel like my skin gets super dry and flaky when it's super windy out. So I've obviously got all my barrier protection essentials. But yeah, I've been taking it pretty easy all month because I haven't really had the energy to do much. I still had lots going on at uni in terms of submissions, work, midterms. So it's not exactly been a break, but I'm glad that I got to slow down and give my body some rest, even though it meant that some of my plans couldn't really go through. I was really looking forward to a holiday with Ian that we had planned for our anniversary, but it's fine. At the end of the day, it's my health that matters the most. And I really feel grateful for how quickly I've been able to recover and how much better I'm feeling now. And I'm also very ready to go to bed. So I'm gonna wrap this up as quickly as possible. It's pretty sunny outside, but the actual temperature is still quite low. So I've got my spring colors out, and I'm starting to wear all my florals and things like that a bit more, but I think today I'll just have to throw on a big coat and hope I don't freeze if it gets too windy at night. I used to not own a single lip liner before the start of this year. I just wasn't a huge fan of using lip liner so often, and I never really understood what difference it made. But ever since I've found a lip liner that's my exact lip shade, and I also bought this one that's just half a shade lighter than the shade that my lips are naturally. And just putting that underneath lip gloss makes everything look so much nicer. I also sometimes like to line the outside a little bit darker and then sort of fill the middle in. And I've heard that Kind of makes your lips look more plump because it creates like a light and a shadow. Throughout my sickness, I was just on all sorts of medication, and I really didn't want to overwhelm my body by just pumping it full of random stuff. So I stopped taking my vitamins for the last couple weeks, but they do make me feel really good, so I am gonna get back into taking them regularly. This is just my everyday A to Z vitamin. It's just like the name brand one from Holland & Barrett. But I had some tests done last year and realized that I was quite deficient in vitamin D, and I was recommended to start supplementing it every month or so. And I do feel good, so I'm hoping that there's no issues there. I also take these little like probiotic pills. They're not really a vitamin or medicine or anything. They just help settle my stomach a bit. I have a really sensitive stomach and I'm really intolerant to a lot of things, and I eat them anyway, which is probably not good for you. The last thing I'm taking is not really a vitamin or anything. It's just over-the-counter allergy medicine because my allergies have been really bad. Although I'm really happy for spring to come around and I see all the flowers blooming and the green spaces and stuff. It's dreadful for me because I'm not really used to the British pollen. I don't really have a lecture till late this afternoon, so I think I'm gonna sit down, grab a matcha, and get some reading done before my lecture so that I don't have to do it when I come back home. I really want a chilled out evening. I have a fun dinner planned and Ian and I are gonna cook together, so I don't want to be doing too much work in the evening, and I'm gonna try and use this little space in the morning to get as much done as possible. I'm back at home now and done with pretty much everything for the day. I had a 2 p.m. lecture, but it was only 50 minutes, and so I wrapped that up and got home, and I've honestly just been hit by like a random mood, and I feel pretty terrible and I don't really know why. And I spoke to my mom for a bit, just calling home and calling my family when I feel a bit down, because I feel like it just gets lonely as well, and sometimes I just like to hear from my family. I just don't feel the greatest, and I guess that's a result of like not having had the best year so far. I obviously always like to remind myself about how much I have to be grateful for and how privileged I really am that I get to worry about like stupid things. and just things that don't really matter in the larger context. I guess when things are constantly feeling like they're going wrong, it's harder to be grateful for what you have and not really focus on the scarcity, and it's hard to not, let the sorry, that's just my brother. I know that there's so many things that could be contributing to the sadness right now, and I guess one of the main things really is the fact that I haven't had the best year mentally, physically. Like, my health has just been all over the place, and I just really want to chill out. I don't really feel like doing anything work related right now, and I feel like I can afford to take half a day off because I've been super on top of like catching up with my uni work this past week. I'm a very emotional person, and a huge part of my daily life is trying to navigate that and trying to feel good and trying to listen to what my body needs from me. And so I just want to be realistic and share what real recovery is looking like for me. I feel like a huge part of recovery for me has been finding the courage to not really do anything and to rest and chill out when I need to. And even if that means that I'm gonna have some slumpy days and days where I feel like shit, like right now, I just have to be neutral about it and accept it as a part of the journey.